Right. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking with Diana Lopez. She's
Mhm.
with Southwest Workers Union. Where are you based exactly? I know Southwest
We
from
are,
Texas.
yes, we're based in San Antonio, Texas, and we
Okay.
also have um, locals in Hondo and in the Valle.
Being in Texas, that's been a place that's trying to turn green, but it's also had its challenges being, place that's home to the big oil and all that. Is that an issue? What's going on just specifically in the state that needs to be discussed, or that you are discussing in that international forum, or is that something that we really need to hammer out at home first and then bring it to international discussions?
Well, I feel that the same struggles at home are the ones that are abroad too. Right now in San Antonio, we're battling the nuclear issue with the expansion of the South Texas project in Bay City, Texas, and it's sort of the same thing happening around the world. It's like these big companies are using, ratepayers' money and sort of raising taxes in order to build or fund dirty energy, like sort of around the world, and um, in these cities, instead of creating these solutions. And sort of what one of the examples that we had back home is that it came out that a lot of these companies were lying to the people and sort of saying that escalating the rates of nuclear and wind, and sort of not taking in um, not listening to a lot of the community members until it's too late, and now we're stuck with a dirty energy plant or anything like that. So I think one of the basic things here, like in Copenhagen, is that we've all realized that a lot of these struggles are happening around the world too, and that we must share like our strategies, and we must share them in order to sort of create unity and battle these companies at the international level and at the national level, and locally, but basically focusing on our community and educating them um, on the basis of why and how it is that we must communicate with each other in order to stop these energies and create safer communities.
Right, and that's real talk right there. So we get ready to close out, and maybe I can talk to Gopal for a couple of minutes. That's
Okay.
that's with you. But my last question, being from the U.S. and knowing that the U.S. has been a main thorn or main contributor to the pollution in the world, are you treated as a U.S. citizen, and with that, you carry, or people will give you a lot of heat because you are from the U.S., or do they see your delegation in solidarity with them, and they make a distinction between the government that runs, our leaders versus the people that are on the ground, like yourself?
Initially, coming from the U.S., but I am first generation American, so my family, my culture is from Mexico. So I feel I'm also representing my family and my culture at the same time as coming from the United States, because a lot of the folks who are struggling within the United States, the people of color, it was called forced migration. So we were forced to go into the United States and other countries in order to make a living out of, pretty much a basic living. So it is, there's sort of, people feel you have the privilege, but once you understand that, there these different things are also happening within the United States, and we also have the same struggle. The context changes. Instead of like, how do we work together, instead of how do you work in order, does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. So once they realize that, that you're dealing with these similar struggles,
Yeah.
a lot of that finger pointing goes away. I know we experienced that when we went away to the U.S. Social Forum. I mean, not the U.S., but the World Social Forum in Kenya. Those of us from the
Mhm.
States caught a lot of heat initially. They were calling us colonizers until, we got a chance to break bread, and they realized that there are some very disparaging differences between those who have and those who don't have, and that just because it's on TV doesn't mean we all endorse it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you
Yeah.
taking. I appreciate you taking time out. We're glad to know that Southwest Workers Union is out there, and you holding it down, not only for that but also Mexico and the great state of Texas. So thank you very much, Diane.